Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley is probably resting tonight after he spent over 22.5 hours speaking on the Senate floor against President Trump. Senator Merkley started his speech yesterday evening around 6 p.m. Eastern. He began by talking about the court battle over the National Guard in Portland.
Pretend there are riots or even try to provoke violence and tighten his authoritarian grip. Well, Portlanders have responded a very interesting way. They're not taking the bait. They are demonstrating with joy and whimsy. You may well have seen some of the videos. A wedding held in the street, a joyful wedding outside the ICE building. A group of frogs, a squad of frogs in inflated suits. The unipiper on his unicycle with his bagpipes.
Okay, I'm not positive, but that might be the first time the unipiper has ever been mentioned on the floor of the U.S. Senate. Merkley went on to accuse federal officers of staging fake riots at Portland's ICE building.
The federal agents lined up and on orders, they prepared an assault on the protesters. And they did so because they had standing behind them professional videographers. So on command, they threw down flashbangs, which sound like gunfire. On command, they put down tear gas, creating clouds of smoke. On command, they fired pepper balls. And they taped the whole thing to try to pretend that they were dispelling a riot.
From there, Merkley covered quite a bit of ground as he spoke throughout the night, talking about how he thinks President Trump's policies favor billionaires, the Department of Justice going after Trump's enemies, and comparing the Trump administration with other dictators around the world. Several times he read very long passages from a book called How Democracies Die, and later a poem about Paul Revere. Now, I know what you might be thinking. 22 hours on his feet, when does he sit down or take a drink of water, maybe a bathroom break? Well, that's where other senators stepped in to ask Merkley questions. But those questions sometimes lasted 6 or 7 minutes and were pretty much mini speeches themselves. Merkley ended his marathon speech this afternoon after 22 hours and 37 minutes. According to the Senate Press Gallery, that makes it the 4th longest speech in that chamber since 1900.